Hey kids. Yes, I'm in the same clothes again. I filmed loads of videos on the same day. So, today I thought I would share with you some theatre fails from the last show that I was in. I had many a theatre fail. I'm quite accident prone when in a show. In real life, I don't tend to be that accident prone. I just like loll around. Whereas in a show, I really throw myself in, so I get injured a lot. In Fanatical, which is the show I just did, I was the only person to be in the accident report book. I was in it 3 times, and there were also times that I hurt myself that I didn't even tell people about because I was so embarrassed of how many times I was in the accident report book. So, I thought I would share with you today a couple of those moments. So, one of them was on the first night of the show. The thing is, in our tech rehearsal, we changed a lot of our blocking for the show because we had this big, like, movable cube that was really hard to move and a lot harder than we thought it was going to be in rehearsal. So a lot of the stuff changed. We were in previews, so scenes were changing, and I went off this scene, and I was so convinced that I didn't have another scene. I just like wiped it out of my mind. So I took off that costume, I went around to the other entrance, and I stood there next to Sophie, and I was like, this show's going really well actually. And then she went, isn't that the opening chords of Is It True? Which is a song that I opened singing. I was like, shit. So I legged it on stage. I literally ran on stage. I was in the wrong costume. I was in the wrong entrance. I was supposed to be from downstage. I came from upstage, like the complete opposite side. In a theatre, there's these things called blacks, which are like the big curtains. And I managed to stand on one of those as I ran onto the stage and slipped. So I like flew onto the stage on this cube in the middle. And I was like, I just started singing, and then I just like picked up some kind of blocking and choreography and managed to get it back on track. When I slipped on the black cloth, I twisted my ankle really, really badly. I'm still having a lot of pain from it now, and it happened like a month ago. Kids, try and learn your blocking. Oh God, I was so embarrassed. It was awful. But I asked my friends who came to see the show that night if they could notice, and they said that they didn't notice a big change. So my next one is I had a song called Look What I Made where I was playing an artist. The show was all based around a sci-fi convention, and I was like one of the fan art people, so I would sell my art in the artist's alley. I sing specifically about a comic book that I draw. Halfway through my verse, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to start singing about a comic book and I don't have it. I normally carry a notebook and my comic book that I show the guy, and then at the end I give it to him. So when I was like, I draw a comic book, I just showed him my sketchbook, and then Amber sang the next verse, so I literally had to just walk off stage. I was like, great, she's singing now. So I went off stage to go and get my comic book and then was able to come back on. I changed the blocking slightly, but I don't know, I was just not with it that day. And I can't believe I had to leave the stage in the middle of a scene. Embarrassing. In another scene, I was playing a fan who was like super excited about reading a brand new comic, and I picked up my comic. I'm like bouncing and reading at the same time, and I yanked it a little too hard. I was a little too vigorous with my dance moves, and I ripped the comic in half, so it was falling apart. I'm trying to like bounce in time with the music, and it's all falling apart in my hands, and I was like, oh my God, this is awful. So as soon as I was able to stop, I was like, oh God, this is terrible. And my heart was pounding so much because I was quite close to the audience at this point as well, and I was like, everyone can see that this magazine is falling apart, but I'm still keeping my hands like this. God, it was awful. Another time we had to turn round. I was in the ensemble, so I played lots of different roles. I was playing like a staff member at the convention, and I turned around, and we were supposed to have these like light up glasses on during this dance number. And I turned around and mine weren't on, and everyone's like, we're all doing our dance moves. And so I used to really struggle to see through the light up glasses. I was like, I can see fine today. And then I looked at the other guys with their glasses on, and I was like, oh no. So then I put them on. And then I saw my friend at the end, and he was like, you didn't put your glasses on, did you? For God's sake, I didn't realise anyone noticed. You cannot escape in the theatre, darling. Another moment, my goodness, I just got the giggles like no other moment in my life. So at the very, very end of the show, Stephen is supposed to come on, and his line was, Angel 8 lives. And during rehearsals, he just always forgot it. It became like, you know, like that video of the old people where the man has to say like hot crispy crust or something, and he can't say it? It was like that moment, like he just never said it. He'd just look at Sophie. We'd all be like, Angel 8 lives. And yet again, He didn't say it. And then he's supposed to sing about his laughter. And I think because everyone was like, for God's sake, why didn't he say it? He then forgot all those words as well. And everyone was laughing. And I like lost it, man. And we were doing the finale number, which is, it's very excitable. It's very fun. Everyone's jumping around. So it was okay. Like, it didn't pull from the show, I don't think, too much. But I looked over at the director and our producer and they were like crying, laughing as well. And I was like, whatever. I can laugh. And I was like, woo! But literally crying the whole time. It was so funny. Hysterical. You know when something just really tickles you? That was me. And then one more thing. I'm sure loads of other stuff happened during the show. Like, I mean, loads of stuff did. But these are just like prime moments, you know? And then another time during Look What I Made as well, I used to have to sing 3 different variations of a line. And I was like having this like very sad moment looking up, but my dad not understanding my love for art and wanting to be creative and making comic books and whatnot. And I was looking away. I was supposed to say, my dad's not convinced, calls it talent gone to waste. But I just went, my dad doesn't get it. And the music kept going, but I just didn't say anything. I just went, my dad doesn't get it. Looked at my comic book a little bit, looked out, looked over at Sophie, looked out, and then thank God Sophie was like, that's amazing, and went on to her line that she says when I'm supposed to stop singing. Thank the Lord she came in a little early. I was like, babe, I need saving. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you just lose where you are, you know? And I did in that moment. So yeah, they're just some of the prime moments of fails, fanatical fails we could call them. Great. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I love you so much and I will see you soon, kids. Bye.